Peace, they say, is paramount in every human environment. Peace is said to guarantee progress and joy. But for Okporojo in Idam local government area and their neighbor, the Amasiri community of Afikpo local government area, both in Ebony State, peace has fled for many decades following bloody and destructive clashes over the ownership of a parcel of land. What began as a disagreement has become a full-blown crisis, marked by bloody attacks and reprisals between 2023 and 2026. The two communities have been at war for decades, with many lives lost and property worth billions destroyed. Previous administrations in the state and the present government have made efforts to end the war to no avail. Upon assuming office, Governor Francis Nwifuru set up an investigation committee that identified both the immediate and remote causes of the long-standing feud and made recommendations that have not yet been implemented. Joining us on the show to discuss the humanitarian crisis building up in the aftermath of the communal clash between Amasiri and some Eda communities is Joy Idam, a journalist and spokesperson for Amasiri community, Ebony State. Good morning, Miss Idam, and thank you so much for joining us today on the morning show.
Thank you very much, Arise News, for having me. God bless you for all you do for humanity.
Thank you.
Well, Joy, good morning, and thank you for joining us. I see you're wearing a vest that says #justice for Amasiri, which means that perhaps you've taken a side in the matter. But let's start with you giving us the background information about the remote and immediate causes of this latest round of conflict, and how the state government is handling the situation. Because some people have accused the state governor, Governor Nwifuru, of bias in the matter, of taking sides, ordering, some people say, destruction of the community, changing the curfew from, 7 a.m. to 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. to the following day, and all of those issues. Also, probably removing all the traditional rulers, shutting down schools, whereas we don't have a similar measure in Okporojo community. Is there a question of bias, or is there something else to this issue? And you want justice for Amasiri. What kind of justice?
Thank you very much, Dr. Abati, for the question. I will start by saying that if I were the governor of Ebony State, I would see the video of the 4 beheaded people. I would go to the community and preach calm and peace, knowing that both the Okporojo people and the people of Amasiri that are in contention over the land are my subjects, whom I swore an oath to protect as the governor of the state. If I were the governor, I will not sack all political appointees from Amasiri, dethrone the 2 kings, and have them thrown in jail. I will not shut down schools that has led to children not writing common entrance in Amasiri. I will not transfer all the teachers in public schools in Amasiri to other locations within Ebony State. And what this means in turn is that secondary school children did not get to register for NECO, for WAEC, for JAMB. It means indirectly that every child from Amasiri have lost 1 academic year. And the Child Rights Act includes freedom to free compulsory education. Now, if I were the governor, I won't close down hospitals. Because of the closure of hospital, a few days ago, a woman was in labor, and due to the curfew, she attempted to walk, to trek to the next community to get medical attention. but she was turned back by the soldiers. She ended up having that baby stillbirth at home. That baby died. What was that baby's crime? The child's only crime was being from Amasiri. Another woman too was in labor. The family attempted to drive her out of Amasiri to go get medical attention. They were turned back by soldiers. She ended up having that baby at home and she bled to death. She bled to death. And 2 days later, the baby girl she had joined her. If I were the governor of Ebony State, I won't leave shadows. I won't leave main issues of governance and be pursuing shadows. We have a situation where the governor says he wants to destroy shrines and deities belonging to Amasiri, forgetting that the Nigerian Constitution, subsection 38, gives my people freedom of African traditional worship. So those shrines are like their church or mosque, and you can't deny them that fundamental right. In fact, the governor has undressed us of every fundamental right we have.
Okay.
According to him, Amasiri is in clash with Okporojo, but only Amasiri seems to be on the receiving end of his long cane of justice.
Okay.
While there's curfew in Amasiri, there's none in Okporojo. While our political appointees have been sacked,
Okay.
people are dying in their numbers in Amasiri.
All right, Ms.
He
Idam.
has refused to see to the needs of the people.
Yes, it's so sad to hear what's happening in Amasiri and Okporojo communities, Ebony State. But the governor has justified his moves, which you have criticized this morning, saying that this measures were preventative. He's claiming intelligence showed that neighboring communities were planning a massive retaliatory attack that could have killed hundreds if he hadn't taken these measures. I also know that you currently have 105 billion naira fundamental rights enforcement suit against the governor. You've also petitioned the ICC as well. So this matter as we speak is in court, right? Correct? Correct?
Yes.
It's in court. So there are certain details of the matter that we cannot discuss here on air because you've already sought the courts to, for a resolution on this. But what I would like to ask is that, I mean, first of all, the statement by, the position of the governor saying that he had to take these, measures as preventative based on intelligence that he's received. And then consequently, what are you asking for? Because this dates back to the land boundary. It is dating back to, years of conflict between these two communities. How will this matter be resolved in your estimation?
All right, ma'am. Thank you very much for your question. The people of Amasiri are purely asking for balance. We are saying that what is good for the goose should be good for the gander. But in all of the actions of the executive governor of Ebony State, all the measures what my people seek is balance. What the people of Amasiri are clamoring for is for hospitals to reopen. The governor says that for security reasons, he had to deploy soldiers to Amasiri. I wonder why only in Amasiri, why there are no soldiers in Okporojo. And I wonder why, despite the fact that he says it's for security reasons, the soldiers deployed are busy destroying houses, destroying things, and even destroying bags. There's video of bags and heaps of rice being burnt by the soldiers. Whereas in all of these, schools remained closed, hospitals remained closed, markets remained closed, worship centers remained closed. But shockingly, the quarries in Amasiri continues to run. And we ask, is this fair on the people of Amasiri?
Okay, let me just come in here.
We were expecting, it has gone so far. They've even refused to allow aids come to Amasiri. The soldiers turned them back. People that are bringing food, people that are bringing drugs. This is the 6th week since January 31st. That this siege started. People that are bringing drugs are turned back. Senior citizens have heavy BP, high blood pressure, and by the day, on the daily, Amasiri people are dying. Women are dying. Senior citizens are dying. Youths have died. Yes, ma'am.
I would still like you to answer the question around a reprisal attack. Because I have here someone from Edda who's saying that the Amasiri people have kept terrorizing the Edda community to an extent that Edda people cannot use the road leading from Amasiri to Edda. The Amasiri people are still threatening fire and brimstone against Edda. So there are also people on the other side saying that you are the ones that are you're the ones that are making their lives hard. And so the governor had to step in to prevent their tensions from rising and an escalation of tensions. So is this true or not that the Amasiri people are also terrorizing the people in the Edda community? And this is from an Edda person.
Sorry, madam. Yes, I heard your question. It is not true. It is totally false and incorrect. Rather, the Okporojo and also people have set up a barricade, not by soldiers, not by police, a barricade by the Okporojo and also youths on the also federal highway. And once any vehicle is passing, to or fro, they stop the vehicle, they search the people. Once you are identified as an Amasiri person, they drag you up, beat you up, and in most cases, those people have never ever been seen again. We have piles upon piles of petitions on this matter.
Okay.
Yet nobody is saying or doing anything or giving justice to Amasiri. So we have several petitions of people from Amasiri who went to their farmland, including a retired warrant officer who went with his wife to their farmland. And they got missing till date. They were abducted by the Edda militia. And yet they are coming to claim they were the ones attacking them. The only good, our only crime in all of this is that as a brother, we allowed them to come use our farmland. Because my people are very loving and peaceful people.
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Perhaps if my forefathers had not allowed them from their high mountains in Edda to come to our valley in Amasiri, all of this won't have happened. We won't have recorded the number of deaths we have recorded on the account of just trying to be a brother skipper. That they came to us and said, please, allow us to build shanties so that when we set our traps, we would be able to monitor it, get our cash, roast it, and take back to sell in Edda. That was the only crime of Amasiri. And now our goodness is being used against us.
We'll still ask you some questions, and the conversation I'm going to pretty much ask on the lines you started was the conversation about some heads, that the Amasiri people, people that were beheaded, would like to ask for those heads, to see those heads. And also there was a boundary, committee that was set up who want to know the updates on that, and the update as regards the petition initially written to the ICC. So, that's pretty much going to be what we'll be talking about. But this has to be settled. If you remember intercommunal crisis like Ife and Modakeke, you'll know the very far-reaching. So 3 questions I've got for you. Where are the heads? The heads, they said, Amasiri people, the people they beheaded and the heads they took away. Where are the heads? Number one. Number two, where's the feedback? Let me ask all of them. Number two, what's the feedback as regards the Boundary Commission?
All right.
Committee that was set up recently. And also number three, what's the update on the petition that was written to the ICC? 3 questions.
All right, let me start from the question that has to do with the heads. Amasiri does not know anything about any head. Let me paint a picture to you. Now, this is how it works in Amasiri, Dr. Rufai. In Amasiri, we don't bury in the month of December. So the last burials in Amasiri was in the month of November. So everybody that died within December and first, second, third week of January, we only buried the last 3 days of the month. So when these incidents happened, Amasiri was in mourning. More than 20 burials were going on in different parts of Amasiri. The soldiers have been in Amasiri for more than 40 days. So if there were heads in Amasiri, they would have seen it. There's something that's not adding up here. Amasiri does not know anything about that killing. We don't know anything about it. Now to the other question. Where are we with the
Boundary Commission
case?
Of the Boundary Commission.
We are still
the Boundary Commission.
Yeah, on the Boundary Commission. On the Boundary Commission, the governor set up. There is a white paper that is 24 years old, and we don't know why governments came and governments left. It was not implemented. So finally, a few days ago, the governor set up a 19-member committee to carry out the demarcation. But my question to His Excellency, the Governor of Ebony State, is that the major stakeholders that are supposed to work with that committee that comprises our 2 Ezogos he dethroned are in detention on his orders. The coordinator of the Amasiri Development Center, who should also help out the committee to show where Amasiri's borders are, is also in detention on the order of the governor. Executive members of Amasiri Town Union have fled. Only God knows where most of them are. They fled. So I ask again, who is going to work with quickly, this committee the governor has set up?
The ICC case, quickly. The case that was taken to ICC in February. Any updates on that?
The what?
The case, the petition that was taken to ICC in February. The case that was taken to ICC in February.
Okay.
Update on that?
All right. It's no updates yet. We're still on it. We're still expecting that it will be acted upon.
Okay.
Because we have so many prayers in it.
Okay, Joy Idam.
That borders on a violation of fundamental human rights.
Joy.
Yes, sir.
Joy, I think it will be interesting to also listen to the people from Eda, from Afikpo, from Apoha. I don't remember the other communities in that area. Now, what people in that area are saying is that the people of Amasiri are the aggressors, that they are violent people, that they are murderers. That's how they describe them. And I think the governor, having arranged peace signing agreements, particularly between Amasiri and Eda, the state government is saying it's the Amasiri people who have refused to listen, and are the ones murdering people. And the assumption is that the deities of Amasiri and the shrines, they are part of the problem. That's why the state government is asking for the location of the shrines and for the stakeholders in charge of the deities to go and approve them and submit them to the state government. If human beings cannot be checked, maybe they can check the deities. you may say that deities don't exist in physical terms, but the government has adopted a metaphysical approach to resolving the problem. So we would like to hear from people from Afikpo, Ibi, Eda, and Oposi.
They also talk about Amangu as well. That's in Amangu.
Just a short response. I see you seem to be overwhelmed by these details.
All right, sir. Can I respond, Dr. Abati?
Briefly. Just to reflect the other side of the argument.
All right, so the people of Okposi, Akpoha, and Afikpo are accusing Amasiri of being the aggressors. Sir, I ask you this. I'm throwing back the question at you. If you own a property, for instance, in Maitama, and some people are encroaching on your land, would you allow them take what is your ancestral heritage and right? No. My people have only said, no, you can't take this. For the Akmoha people, the land they are contesting belongs to Amasiri, and they know the truth. I don't know why they are twisting the matter now. The land in contention belongs to Amasiri.
Okay.
That was where we built the first development. Yes, please.
All right, Ms. Idam, thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, we are completely out. In fact, we overshot the time this morning. However, I believe that what your aim for coming here this morning and the issues you raised have been clearly heard. And what's most important is that there be peace in Ebony State, whether with the Amasiri people, the Eda people, Afikpo people. Let there be peace in Ebonyi and peace in Nigeria. Thank you so much for your time with us.